Thank you. Mr. Woodard, now is the time to encourage American businesses to enter the Africa market and to create long-lasting joint ventures. The process of critical mineral extraction, processing, refining, and manufacturing is complex. I frequently meet with companies who seek to establish a direct link between Africa and Texas to onshore our rare earth mineral supply chain and effectively cut out China. Texas can help fuel Africa's energy need to supply rare earth mineral extraction. Houston, Texas, and Luanda, Angola are sister cities, which strategically positions Texas to spearhead business investment supporting the Libido corridor. Texas is prepared to be the home for scalable refining solutions for rare earth minerals. This requires proactive U.S. engagement to de-risk overseas investment in Africa, to promote partnership, and to pull Africa away from China. What is the department doing right now to work with U.S. companies and to help get more deals off the ground?
Thank you, sir. That's something that we work on every day. I think one successful example that I would point to would be Mozambique, where there is a graphite mine that has gotten support from the DFC. That graphite is being sent to Louisiana, right next door to Texas, for refining. A few months ago, and that all came to be because of U.S. support. Quite frankly, that deal would never have happened without the U.S. government being involved and without DFC supporting that. A few months back, there was trouble at the mine. And our embassy there worked with other like-minded embassies to approach the Mozambican government to get the security required to clear away some protesters who had tried to kind of block the mine for various reasons, some of whom we think were supported by China, perhaps. And so that's one example of how we often get in the weeds with some of these companies, helping them achieve their goals. In the DRC, a few months back, there's a tin mine near Goma, and it was kind of overrun by the M23 rebels backed by Rwanda. Our ambassador in Kinshasa, Ambassador Tamlin, worked with the president's special representative, Boulos, to engage with actors in the region, President Tshisekedi in Kinshasa, President Kagame in Rwanda. They created the conditions to get the rebels to back off of that tin mine, which was owned by a U.S. outfit at the time, and it produced about 8% of the world's tin supply, which is critical, especially because we don't have tin here in the United States at all. And that's, again, another example of how our diplomats and folks out in the field are engaging right alongside American companies to ensure that we can improve supply chains. We're also working to bring more and more potential deals to our public finance institutions like DFC and EXIM to try to get them the support they need, because, as we pointed out, these deals are risky. They're very difficult, and they require a lot of work and effort. DFC and EXIM are up for reauthorization soon. We hope that Congress will support them in that and allow them to engage more effectively by adopting higher levels of risk, because right now their requirements often prevent them from supporting projects that demonstrate too much risk, but the sector is risky. And if we want to secure the pathways for these minerals to the United States, we're going to have to be supportive of these companies and these projects. And I think DFC and EXIM offer an excellent way that the U.S. government can support many of these projects.
Ambassador Pratt, in the last Africa Subcommittee hearing, I questioned your predecessor, Ambassador Fitrell, about how Biden canceled mineral leases for Twin Metals Mine in Minnesota and deliberately rejected Alaska's Ambler Road project. Blocking domestic mineral mining only reinforces our reliance on overseas critical mineral supply chains, something you've repeatedly said that China dominates. Less than 1% of global rare earth refining happens in the United States, with most American mined materials sent to China for processing. President Trump's executive order to boost American mineral production set us on the right path. as we've seen with the latest MP Materials and Defense Department multi-billion-dollar deal announced this month. But that's only the start, and there's much more work to be done. The U.S. should boost its Africa partnerships and pave the way for new critical mineral deals that push China out and de-link our supply chains for good. Please describe for us how the Department of State is working with our international partners across Africa and with U.S. companies together to broker partnerships to build a direct supply chain of critical minerals from Africa to the United States.
Thank you very much, Senator. We have worked directly with our international partners, especially the G7, on projects like the Libido Corridor. I was involved in those discussions. We are also working directly with African governments on deals that are part of our strategy right now toward Africa. Some of my colleagues who are sitting behind me here today are working feverishly on that strategy to ensure that we get the access that we need and finalize deals for American companies so that the minerals are flowing toward the U.S. In terms of refining. On rare earths, on lithium, on cobalt, we believe that all of these should be secured for U.S. companies and directed ultimately toward U.S. refining capacity.
Thank you. Ranking Member Booker.